Today is the first day of August. It was on this day, this island marked the end of one law and the beginning of another way of living. And it's worth remembering what that actually was. A gift? No, a correction. Emancipation was declared in 1834, but full freedom did not come until 1838. And even then, the law was only playing catch-up with a truth most people already understood. And that is often how progress works. People begin living a reality long before the law is ready to recognize it, trying to catch up. However, there's legislation before this country now. Its significance cannot be compared with emancipation, but it reflects a similar role of the law, responding to a reality that already exists, but it's the same kind of catch-up work. Today, almost everything you buy comes with a promise, a weight, a date, a number, something that tells you what is in it and at what concentration. You've never had to think about it once, except here. Cannabis, a consumable regularly purchased in Saint Lucia, somehow nobody knows what's in it. Not the seller, not the buyer, not anyone. Now, this is not an accusation about the quality. It's a fact about the system. There is no testing, no label, no record. And that's the part almost nobody talks about. But we're changing that. So let's ask some simple questions. How strong is it? What was in the soil it was grown in or sprayed on? Has anybody checked this? How was it handled or processed after? Who's old enough to buy it? And if it made you or somebody you love ill today, tomorrow, would you be able to trace it back to where they got it from? Because nothing was ever recorded, no harvest date, no manufacture date, no best before date, you can imagine why these things may be difficult. But in a regulated market, standards guide what should be done. Labs will provide answers to these questions long before it reaches a shelf. Potency, moisture, pesticides, heavy metal, mold. Consumers will not have to guess what is in their cannabis product. And in the event there is a bad batch numbers would help you determine how much is out there and where you can find it. A number on a label, to us, is not paperwork. It's the only proof you'll ever get. Now, we already know how to do this. Walk into any pharmacy, 500 milligrams. Every tablet, every box, every time. You pick up a bare 4.5% printed on the label. You'd notice immediately if that wasn't there. We don't call that regulation. We call this kind of thing normal. And it is. It should be. Now this is the same thing. The question was never whether Saint Lucians use cannabis. They do. They have for generations and will continue to do so. The question was whether they should be the only people on the island without a right to know what they are getting in their products. Cannabis users, regardless of the reason for using, should be able to get exactly what they want from a product and get it consistently, as every other person is able to do with every other purchased product. Under the framework we've prepared, a plant is not hidden. It would start with a licensed cultivator on a site we've inspected. It would be tested. It would move for a central trading entity. It would be packaged and labeled to one standard, carrying a batch number, and you would be able to reach it through a licensed dispensary where somebody is required to check the buyer's age, and it would be consumed in private or in other places licensed for consumption, so patrons have noticed that, hey, cannabis may be consumed here. You deserve to know where your products come from, who cultivated it or processed it, and testing that lets you know what's in it, confirming it is what it says it is, with all this information recorded, and so a product can be recalled if something is wrong. It's about safety in the industry, it's about certainty in the cannabis industry, but it's also about success for the cannabis industry. There are people who have grown cannabis as a plant in Saint Lucia for over 40 years. They carried the knowledge with them when carrying it cost them something. They kept it alive on the edges of the law the way a great deal of what we call heritage was kept. A regulated industry that pushes those people out has failed long before it has ever started. So the framework does not begin at the top, it sets tiers from traditional cultivation upward. So the scale you already work at has a lawful route inward, because despite what many may think, the cultivator and small trader have not been overlooked. They are the cornerstone of this framework. The cultivating the plant is only the beginning of it. There is processing, manufacturing, experiences, treatment, even hemp fiber, and the textiles that come from it. Licensed categories that touch a vision that the cannabis industries meet at the intersection of healthcare, agriculture, and even tourism, with jobs that aren't only to sell or plant cannabis. Laboratory technicians, packaging, security, tours, and experiences. This is what we call a regulated sector, and that is what it actually is. It's not a shop, it's an ecosystem, it's an economy. For patients, the change is simpler and more serious. Someone using cannabis for a medical reason today is guessing the strength, guessing the dose, and how it works with other medicines that the doctor may have prescribed, but you can't tell the doctor. Under the framework, access to high-potency cannabis requires medical authorization. A doctor is involved, a product is tested, a dose is known, and it's the same this month, it's the same next month, and the month after that. That matters most to people already growing through something difficult. The nausea and appetite loss that comes with chemotherapy. Pain that has not been addressed by anything else. Anxiety that robs you of yourself. Cannabis is not a cure for everything, we don't claim that. But for some patients with specific ailments, receiving guidance and medical supervision, it's a way to get through the day. And that is the honest claim for us. And it's the only one worth making.
My fellow Saint Lucians, happy Emancipation Day. As we reflect today on the true meaning of liberation, self-determination, and breaking the chains of the past, I take stock of the cliche Bob Marley lyrics. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. I say this as we, your government, believe it is incumbent on us as a nation to continually address the economic and social barriers which remain and must be dismantled. I know many of you, especially our Rastafarian community, our traditional farmers, and our young entrepreneurs, feel that the process to legalize and regulate cannabis cultivation, sales, and use in Saint Lucia has taken far too long. I hear your frustration, and I acknowledge it openly. While the process has required time to build properly, I assure you that our work behind the scenes has been deliberate and unwavering. I am confident that our Regulated Substances Authority, the RSA, is prepared to implement a safe, highly regulated framework that ensures responsible use while upholding the highest standards of public safety. To the skeptics and naysayers, I want to say that cannabis ought never to have been something that we left for the dark rooms and back alleys. This plant and its products should have always been better understood and used if and when needed safely. The proposed regime is not a free-for-all. It is a framework designed to ensure that cannabis products being sold and used are safe. It is a framework developed to support the persons who have an interest in the industry so that they can seamlessly integrate with and bolster our agriculture, tourism, and health sectors. It is a framework which ensures that our traditional growers, the ones who bore the burden and risk in the industry for generations, are not marginalized by large interests. This industry is designed to safeguard your stake, your legacy, and your economic future. An unregulated system could not achieve these goals and the vision of ours. I believe that true emancipation means departing from the us versus them skepticism and distrust, but looking forward to what can and what will be. As a government steadfast in its decision to address this issue, true emancipation is about empowering our people and taking ownership of our resources. We are almost at the finish line, and together we will build a cannabis industry that serves and safeguards every Saint Lucian. Happy Emancipation Day to all Saint Lucians.
Until then, we're doing the work that has to happen before a vote. In 1834, Saint Lucia learned what happened when the law finally admits what's already true. This is a far smaller thing, but it's the same direction of travel. When it comes, nothing about the plant will change. What changes is what you are allowed to know about it. Tested, traceable, regulated. Happy Emancipation Day.